What's going on, you guys? Luke Carroll here. Long intro sucks, so let's get right into it. I decided to start working on slaloming and recording everything that I do while I do it. This will also go into aggressive and speed skating and everything in general, but we're starting here with slalom. The idea here is to give everyone an idea of how long it'll take to master the techniques of slalom, or how much time it goes into being able to understand these motions and skills. If you do end up liking this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd much appreciate that, and let's roll into it. Alright, it's time to document my skating experience when practicing with slalom. Let's see if we can get this done in one take. So, I'm starting to work on my wheelings here. My back wheel wheelings are a lot harder than my toe wheelings. So, for the most part, I spend my time working on toe. This isn't a formal way of me describing how to do a wheeling, but what I found to work for me is keeping my head in line with the toe in this instance. So for example, you can see that my head is floating above my toe. It's trying to keep it right there on the balancing, and I'm trying to use my leg as little as possible for counterbalance because I think it looks a little crispier when you're able to just keep on that toe without having to wiggle your leg around to keep yourself there. It's really important that you're driving your foot down, getting all that energy into your toe, or if you're using heel, then by doing your heel. Having that extra speed is also super helpful, but I was also practicing moving as slowly as possible so I could start working on those toe techniques that you see in slalom that are really awesome. All in all, it took me about a half an hour to do this train session. Alright, those sweet, sweet crazies. Okay, so at this point, I'm working on my crazies. I spent about an hour in this video making these things happen. At this point, a little bit further in my training, but I've been spending a lot of time editing, learning how to edit better. So here we are, putting out that sweet, sweet edit content. You can see that there's roughly what I would equate to 4 positions. I want to make it clear that this is not a formal tutorial. I'll do that once I've mastered the skill. The first position begs that the following leg crosses over the lead leg as you pass through the cone. The second position requires that your feet are in a V shape. You'll notice that your lead leg crossed back over to be back in the lead. Much like the first position, the third position requires that your following leg crosses in front of your lead leg as you move through the cones. Though not depicted well here, the fourth position requires that your legs are in a N shape, or like a reverse V. This way you can then pedal into the first position again. Putting all these things together, you can see that there's a cross, a V, a back cross, an N, a cross, a V, a back cross, an N, and you'll just continue to do this and learn it more and more. I spent about an hour in this particular session, though by golly goodness gee, I am so much better at them than I am in this case. But it's good to kind of record yourself. By recording yourself, you're able to look at your movements more clearly and recognize where you're making faults. You could even see there at the end that I was able to cross into the appropriate upside down V shape that I'm meant to do. Actually, you can see it pretty reliably here at the end. Let me know if you're deciding to do some slalom, and I encourage you to practice as I do. One big important note that I can add as a special educator and behavior analyst is do not practice incorrect movements. If you just see that you are starting to make incorrect movements, stop yourself and start over. Don't practice things incorrectly. Always slow it down if you're making mistakes. And there we have it. Big shout out to Akira the Don. He's the one who supplies me with all my music. Check out his tunes. Great beats. If you did like the video, give it that thumbs up. Maybe hit the subscription button if you do like the content. We're ramping it up as I begin to learn more and more about editing. Let's get it going. Last note, if you are around the Cleveland area, or if you're willing to come out to the Cleveland area, let's get a skate. If anything, if you're in the states around Cleveland, around Ohio, let me know. We can get together. Let's start growing the sport. Peace.